Hello. We'll be starting in just a couple minutes. I just wanted to make sure that I got all the settings right and that there's someone here. So if you are here, let me know. What's this over here? Not set. Slow discussion, restricted, protected. Um, okay. What that is anyway. Okay, there's people here. Hey, Anne and Barbara and Layla, is that right? And Monica? Okay. Hey, Jessica! Oh, I was thinking about you yesterday. How nice to hear from you. All right. Well, we will start in about a minute. I wanted to say I am not in my bedroom. Now that it's hard. That looks like a bedroom. It's not. I am in my office. It has been so smoky here that we put an air purifier in my office and made a bed out of my couch, kind of a makeshift bed, but it allows us to sleep in not such smoky air. So that's why it looks like I'm in a bedroom. And all right, Arsha and Elaine and Lulu and Lisbeth and Harvin and Sandy and Cheryl and Diane. Wow, it's the team. Oh my God. Oh, and Cindy, I haven't heard forever. Huge hugs. Oh, and Zena and Sarah and Allison. Regina! All the way from the far north. Here we go. And Sarah and Johnny and Arena. Oh, Esther. Speaking of the far north, all the way up in northern Canada. And hey, oh, and oh my God, Mariana from Slovenia. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Alrighty then. Here we go. I am going to get started. Oh, hello, Netherlands, Germany. Oh my gosh, Sedona. Hey, Walker. Hey, oh my gosh, New York City. Hugs, hugs, hugs. All right. Well, this is Denise Linn, and I haven't been here for a while, so I'm so excited, even a little nervous to be back here. Even though I haven't been on Facebook Live, you are in my heart every day. Every day, I wake up with such gratitude. One of the things that is especially important during these times is a tribe, your clan, your peeps, if you will, and you are my peeps. And even if I'm not here talking to you, I know you're there. And I hope you know that I'm here for you too. So I thank you for that. I, I wanted to talk to you about a few things today. If you're like me, you watch the news and then you try not to watch the news and then you feel like, no, I got to see what's going on. And there have been times over these last months with the pandemic, with social upheaval, with political upheaval, with so many things going on. And now with the elections coming up, do you know almost 60% of Americans think that there's going to be rioting and violence after the elections? It's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And there was a point where I started to feel despair about the climate, the just, pollution. And, we've had the fires here in California on top of everything and haven't been able to breathe, haven't been able to go outside. And that's been scary. At one point, we could see fires to the north of us and fires to the south of us. So it has not been, let's say, it's not been the fields of gold, if you will. It's been stressful. But I started to think about Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Now, he was in jail for 27 years, and this was not a plush jail. There were times when it was really, really hard. 27 years. Can you imagine? I can't. I can't imagine being in prison for 27 years for you know, basically he was fairly innocent. I mean, you know, I guess that all depends on your point of view, but he was a great man and he was in jail for 27 years. And I remember after he was out, I remember he was interviewed and the interviewer said, "Weren't you despairing? Weren't you just so despairing? 27 years in jail." And he said these words and I never forgot them. I wasn't despairing. I was preparing. I wasn't despairing. I was preparing. And I thought, what we're going through, what I'm going through is nothing compared to what Nelson Mandela went through. Nothing. It's like a bubble on the sea. It's nothing. But the words, I wasn't despairing, I was preparing. So what's been occurring in my life anyway is when I start to despair, oh, the fires, oh, the smoke, oh, the pandemic, oh, the social upheaval, oh, the politics, I think, wait a minute. Instead of despairing, I am going to prepare. And so I've been doing that. So I wanted to share some strategies with you about how to use this time to prepare for your future. And I also wanted to share something exciting that my daughter and I have coming up in November. So, what are some things that you can do during this time? Maybe we're sheltering in place. I've been clutter clearing, and I had this huge pile. I mean, literally pile. It was taller than me of stuff. I could have outfitted a small house with it. And we had some friends come over they ended up taking it all. I thought they'd pick through it. And David and I realized it was the first time, and this was day before yesterday. This was the first time since February that we've had anybody over. It's just been us. So we've definitely been sheltering in place. So maybe you're sheltering in place, maybe you're working, but these strategies that I'm going to share with you are good no matter what your life is like right now. One, in this time of preparation, we are preparing for a glorious future. I'm going to suggest to do these things. Number one, take a look at your relationships. You might list them. Some of your relationships are going to uplift you. Some are going to deplete you. That's just the nature of relationships. But as a suggestion, write all your relationships down. This is energy up, energy down, energy neutral. And those people, maybe they're your family members, maybe they're friends, maybe they're people at work, maybe acquaintances, that consistently, when you're around them, your energy goes down. I'm going to suggest you come up with some strategies to diminish their effect on you. Life is precious. Your life is precious. And if you think, well, eventually it'll get better, it might, but it might not. This is the time to take action in the direction of your goals, in the directions of your dreams, in the direction of your joy. Find ways to diminish the effect that those people that suck your energy, and it doesn't mean they're bad people, it's just not a match. Either, and you think, well, I might hurt their feelings. Better to hurt their feelings once, and then over time, it's like this bleeding of your energy month after month, year after year. And there's many ways to communicate the truth too. There's a way to communicate in a way that's gracious and kind, or just kind of step away. But take a look at your relationships. Maybe you've heard that expression that we are the culmination of the five people we spend the most amount of time with. I don't know if that's true, but there's certainly to be said for the people you spend time with. Spend time with people that are dream makers, that uplift you, that you just feel like, yes, I love this person. You feel good, you feel expanded. Even if you have only 3 people, better to have 3 people that it's just like a joy fest than 20 people that you're like, oh, I'm so exhausted. So one thing to do. Number 2, start looking at your finances, especially now. A lot of people right now have limited finances. So take a look, maybe just organize it all. What do you owe? What do you have? Take a look at your taxes. Go through old receipts. Maybe you have 20 years of receipts. You don't need to keep them all. Clear out anything in regards to finances you don't need. Also take a look at how you're spending your money. It's like, I've spent a lot of money on chips, and you might say, well, I don't really need chips. And then another part of you says, I need my chips. I need them. Okay, so you need them. But take a look, what are you spending money on? What do you absolutely need to spend money on? So just get a plan. So rather than like, oh, it's so scary. It is, and it can be scary, but also get a plan. And when you have a plan, even if the amount of money is the same, there's a kind of relaxation that occurs because you have a plan. You know where your money is, where it's going. It's not just chaos. And when you feel that relaxation, it's so much easier to generate more. All right, take a look at your job. So maybe you're working from home now, maybe you're back in the workplace. But if you're the kind of person that in the back of your mind, I really don't like my job, but what else am I going to do? And it's been years, maybe this is the time to make a shift. What's really scary? How could I possibly shift jobs now? Create a plan. Maybe you can't change jobs right now, but create a plan. What is it I really want to do? What is it that would give me joy? What are some steps that I could take to get there? Make a plan. When you have the plan, it's going to bring a sense of relaxation. And through that, it will help you step forward. Or maybe if you think, I'm stuck with my job, I've got 3 years to retirement, I can't leave now. Then what could you do to have a better experience at work? Maybe you could wear little earbuds and listen to beautiful music. Maybe you could get a little tiny fountain and have the water, splattering. I've had people do that, little home fountains in their desk. I mean, what? Maybe you look at the feng shui, shift up the feng shui of your office. Find ways that you could find joy. Make a plan. Follow through on your plan. What else? Clutter clearing. Oh my God. If you want to transform your life, clear your clutter. Clear it out. There are strands of energy between you and every object in your home. There are strands. Some of them are really fine filaments and some are chains. It depends on who gave it to you, what your associations are with it, why you have it, what you get out of having it. When you begin to loosen the hold that some of that clutter has on you, you will find your life begins to lighten up. You feel freer. And if you did, some of you are my dragon riders, or I'm your dragon rider, we're dragon riders. In August, we went through and did an extensive clutter clearing and the miracles that began to abound. I should not have been surprised because I know how amazing it is when you clutter clear your life. It transforms your life, but it was miracle after miracle. So actually in November, we're going to be doing that program with a whole lot more added to it. So kind of, hey, if you've done it before, we'll go deeper. And if you haven't done it before, you really might want to do it with me. What else can you do? Clean your home like you've never cleaned it before. Now, my home right now is filled with ash. And as soon as the fires subside, today it was so great. It was the first time in months when the air was clear. It was so wonderful. I don't know, I was so excited. And it's one of those things you take for granted. You take for granted being able to breathe. So I was not taking it for granted. But my plan is to go through the house that's filled with ash. And, out of the ash comes the phoenix. And with every surface I clean, as I'm clearing the ash, out of the ash comes new life. Out of the ash, the phoenix rises. Clean with intent. Clean as a metaphor for your life. And the same with your clutter clearing. If you want to create more abundance, clear anything that has to do with abundance. If you want to clear in regards to relationships, go through your photographs, anything that represents relationships for you. It's kind of exciting. All right. I wanted to talk about this program that I'm going to be doing in November. Now, if you don't need this program, there's things I'm going to share with you. Wish you, baby. I'm going to share with you some things that you can do even if you don't do the program. We have a really great price. It's kind of a pandemic price. But even if you don't do the program, I will give you strategies that you can use on your own because honestly, it's needed. Why do I say it's needed? The reason why I came up with this program was I started to look at what's occurring in our life right now, in our personal life, in our collective life. Often at night, I'm aware of my dreams. I'm passionate about dreams. My very first book was about dreams. And so often what I'm picking up on is the collective unconsciousness. And there is a collective unconsciousness, the feelings, the emotions, the thoughts of everyone, really. I'm hearing music. I don't know why, but it's beautiful. I don't know where it's coming from. It's like it's almost like this cloud. And lately it's been a dark cloud. So one of the things I know is I know and I believe in your light. I believe and know that when we co-create light and send it out, it makes a difference. Now, you've probably heard me talk about again and again about the fountain groups, but it's worth talking about again, especially if you're only hearing me for the first time. It gives credence to this idea of the power of our light. In Brighton, which is a town in the south of England, it's a seaside town. They were having all kinds of problems every summer. People would come in. There'd be bar fights and accidents and drunkenness and crime. And some people who lived there year round were like, "This is not acceptable. What can we do?" And they sat down and they thought about it. And they said, we believe in the power of the light. We believe in the power of prayers, the power of intent. So they decided for 1 year they would send energy for 1 minute a day at exactly 12 noon to the fountain in town. And then at the end, so they did that every noon. Oh, it's noon. Okay, 1 minute. I'm just sending feelings of peace. I'm sending light. I'm sending energy into the fountain with the idea that that fountain was going to radiate that light out into the town. At the end of the year, they compared that year with the previous years. They looked at crime. It was way down. Automobile accidents, way down. Emergency entrances into the hospital, way down. Everything was, there was a transformation that occurred. And they thought, this is amazing, but is it a coincidence? So they shared this with other people. And in other towns, they began to do the same thing, and they found the same results. It gives credence to the idea that even a few people who are standing in their light can make a difference. We are going to need those people who are standing in the light. That's something you can do on your own. You don't need to do this 28-day program with me. But if you do it, I would love it. And if you don't, please, in the days ahead, please continue to stand in the light. Continue to radiate the light. You are needed, my beautiful fellow light travelers. So in this program that we're going to do in November, and again, remember, you don't need it. In addition to every single day, we're going to be clutter clearing a different part of the home with understanding what that part means, what the symbology is for your life. But in addition, every single day, we're going to go into a different body part. Your body holds memories. Your body holds associations. Your body holds judgments and beliefs. Everything you've ever experienced in your life is held in your body. And what happens is it gets glommed in there, especially the negative stuff, and it affects our health, it affects our energy, and it dulls our light body. So every day there's a different journey, literally a inner journey where you go into that part of your body and you discover what is there and you begin to shift it and change it. And as a result, it's incredibly healing, and it also activates the light. Now, I'll give you some examples of people who have done that, and also an example from my own life. So I worked with a man who had very diminished hearing. And so I took him on a journey into his ears. We wanted to see what's there, because he had, and I was thinking older man, but he was actually middle-aged. I was younger. Yeah, he was a young man. When you're in your 70s, everybody's younger. And so he was a middle-aged man, and he had had this hearing problem since he was about 8 years old. So we went in, and what we discovered was remarkable. He went back to that time when he was 8, and he had this memory. His grandfather was ill, and he had a bell, and whenever his grandfather needed, he was bedbound. Is that what's called? Anyway, so he would ring the bell, and that would mean that the grandson had to come and do things for him. Well, one day he was ringing the bell, and his grandson was like, "I do not want to go." And he just ignored the bell, and the bell rang some more. "I don't want to go." And he rang some more. Well, unfortunately, then his grandfather died. Now, you can imagine that little boy, he's devastated. And then he hears relatives talking, and they said, he hears relatives talking, and they come to him and said, "Why didn't you answer the bell?" He said, "I didn't hear it." Well, he did. But then they said, well, he must be losing his hearing. He must have problems with his hearing. So he began to, not consciously, subconsciously lose his hearing. And for all of his adult life, he had really dramatically diminished hearing. Does this make sense? He went in and he saw that memory. And simply seeing that memory, for him, it was like a miracle. He got his hearing back. It was like that the energy around that time had glommed in there. It glommed around his ears, and the energy released, and he got his hearing back. Another woman came to me, and I'd never really heard of this before. She had this unusual problem that she couldn't sweat. And you might think, oh, that'd be great. Actually, it's not great because you need your sweat. It has some similar composition to urine. It's kind of, you're getting it out of your body. You don't want to keep that stuff in there any longer than you have to. So we went into her body, and all of a sudden she had this memory of she was in school and she raised her hand to go to the bathroom and the teacher wouldn't call on her. She raised her hand to go to the bathroom. The teacher wouldn't call on her. And she peed in her pants and the kids were all laughing. Now consciously, she didn't, she was horrified, but subconsciously there was a decision that was made. I'm never going to excrete bodily fluids publicly again. Something like that. And from that point, she stopped sweating. And again, she was, I don't know, late 30s. I mean, but this had been a problem. And simply seeing that memory that was held, it was a subconscious memory, she began to sweat. I used these methods of going into the body, and we go deep into every single gland, every single organ, every single part of the body. It's not just one part, it's the whole body, every day, a different part. About 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2 places. I said to the doctor, could you possibly be wrong? She goes, I've never been wrong. Plus, you have it in 2 places. I go, righty then. She said, you need to come in right away. And I said, no, I need a month. Right away. I need a month. I went into my breasts, deep inner journeys. I found so much. I found some less than positive memories. I found some beliefs. I found some associations. And I began to work with it. I went back a month later and they couldn't find any cancer. It was gone. Doesn't mean if you get cancer, you do visualization, you still have cancer, you didn't do it right. We don't know the whole story. Sometimes things happen to us for a reason. So I sometimes hesitate to say that because if you have tried everything and you still have cancer, it doesn't mean you didn't do it right. It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. It just means that we just sometimes don't know the whole story. But in my case, the cancer was gone. And then she said, well, we'd like to do surgery anyway, because, it might come back. And I'm like, I'll take my chances. So it's been 20 years. But how did I do it? I did it with going inside to the body, listening to the body. Every part of your body has a guardian. My very first teacher was a Hawaiian kahuna. And a kahuna means expert, but she was a healing kahuna. And her mother and her grandmother, all the way back, were healing kahunas. The method that she used, she was amazing. There was heads of states that would come to her. This was in Hawaii, and they would come and see her because she had a reputation for being a remarkable healer, and she was. The way she did it is she would just close her eyes. She would go into their body, and she would find the guardian of the particular part of the body that was the problem. And then she would work with the guardian. I remember one time I won't say the person's name. He was the president of a country. But you would know his name if I said it. He'd come. It was all kind of hush-hush. But he'd come in because he had really severe constipation. I said, and during the session, he jumped up and he ran to the bathroom. And she wasn't doing deep massage. I said, how'd you do that? She said, Denise, I just put my hand slightly on him. I went in and I talked to the guardian of his bowels. And she said, and then I saw the guardian go in there with pickaxe, and then he had water and he's flushing it out. And the guy jumped up and ran to the bathroom. And then he said, I don't know how you did it. And we heard from him later, I'm cured. How did she do it? She talked to the guardian. So in this course that we're going to be doing in November, you get to talk to the guardian, each part of your body, and you may be surprised what you discover, what you find out, and how profoundly healing it is. Now, I'm doing it for myself as well, because I've gotten really good with the clutter over these last few months. I've been clearing left and right. I've done a lot of relationship clearing. I've done a lot of inner clearing, but I have not addressed my body. And I don't know if you're like me, but I'm like, oh, what should I do now? Oh, I'll go see what's in the refrigerator. And this is embarrassing, but I stand in front of the refrigerator and eat. Isn't that embarrassing? I mean, my daughter and I wrote a book called The Mystic Cookbook, talking about how every meal should be a celebration. Well, I have to say, during the pandemic, not always. Or I wonder what's in the pantry. I have not been that conscientious, and so I've got some things to work on, and some genetic issues that I've just kind of ignored. So I'm going to be doing this program as well, and I'm looking for some pretty profound healing. I'd like to drop a few pounds, so I'm excited about that too. I am okay. So what can you do to recap? I got it. It's here. Okay. So use this time instead of despairing. Prepare. What can you do to prepare? Prepare yourself. Prepare your life. Hold a vision of what your future will be like. Now we don't know what the future is going to be right now. There's a lot of uncertainties, but as you can get an image, what do you want? The first thing is, what do you want to feel? What do you want to feel in your future? What do you want to feel? And what would your life need to look like for you to feel that? Maybe it's peace, maybe it's excitement, maybe it's joy. What would your life look like for you to feel that way? And then start to take steps. Instead of despairing, prepare. Prepare for that. We don't know when that's going to happen, when things are good. I don't think they'll ever be back to normal, but back to some kind of semblance of balance, we'll say that. What do you want your life to look like? And what can you do now to prepare for that? So it could be with dealing with relationships. It could be with your job, your finances, your home. Oh, I forgot to tell you, if you want to take that course, if you go to Meadow Linn, Meadow like a field of flowers, Linn like Linn, meadowlinn.com. There's a link there. And the course is called Lightening Up. Lightening Up. It'd be a joy to have you. So I'm back to talking. So take a look. What could you do to prepare your life? So the other thing I wanted to do while I have you here is I wanted to do a short guided meditation. I believe in the power of the inner journey. And this is a meditation to begin to see where is it you want to be, and also to kind of take a look at what steps would you need to do to get there. So if you join me, and I'll see if I can get some music here. And here we go. Okay. It's hard to tell if it's too loud or that sounds pretty loud to me. Okay. There we go. All right. So this will be quick and easy. It does not need to take time to get results. So I'm holding the intent that you get powerful, profound results in the minutes ahead. Taking a very deep breath and relaxing. That's pretty loud still. With every breath you take and every sound you hear, you find a wonderful wave of relaxation rolling through you. You are safe. You are safe. There are those in the realm of spirit watching over you, guiding you, cherishing you. You are safe. Letting go. You can feel the muscles in your forehead relaxing. Your breath deepening. Being present here now. The past is gone. The future is yet to be. You are here now in this moment, safe, relaxed. We may not always know the reason for everything, but there is a reason for our journey together, a reason for the journey of the planet, a reason for your life and the experiences that you've had. In this moment, travel into the future. What do you desire to feel in the future? Find that feeling, that emotion inside of you now, and allow yourself to feel it. If it's excitement, allow yourself to feel excitement. If it's joy, allow yourself to feel joy. If it's peace, allow yourself to feel peace. Whatever it is, create that feeling now. Put your body in a position that allows you to feel that. That's excellent. And now, take a look around. What's occurring in your life? It's in the future. Maybe it's 1 year in the future, 2 years, maybe more. Who's there? What's occurring? What's happening that supports this feeling? Hold that vision as you intended, so it can be. Hold the vision, hold the intent, hold the prayer. And now bring yourself back to present time, present place. What do you need to do now to take steps towards that future? What do you need to clear out of your life? What do you need to release, to let go, to surrender? What do you need to heal? Maybe there's some relationships you need to heal. Maybe there's some aspects of your past you need to relinquish, let go. What steps do you need to take for that dream to move to fruition? And make a commitment to take those steps. There's power in action. There's power in prayer. There's power in love. There's power in blessings. Hold the vision, hold the intent, and make steps. Make movement. Take action. And know that your path is guided. Know that your life is guided. Know that you are not alone. And take a very deep breath and bringing yourself back. It was excellent. I did it as well. I got excited about my vision for the future. And you know, one of the most powerful things you can do to prepare rather than despair is to find your people, find your tribe, find your clan, and love and be loved. Have gratitude and allow a sense of gratitude to fill you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll either see you in November at our Lightening Up 28-day journey and go to meadowlynn.com for information, or I'll just see you here. I'll see you in my dreams. I will see you here on Facebook, and I just send you my love. Always, always, and forever. Have a beautiful day. See, that's my heart opening to you. Yeah. Alrighty then. Bye-bye. And I'm really looking forward to reading the comments. Oh, I'm so glad I did this. I love hanging out with you. Bye-bye.